Hello, welcome back. I promised in a previous video I would keep you updated on my Aikido journey. So I've been doing Aikido for approximately 3 years. It'll be 10 years since I survived my stroke in July this year. This is currently March 2026, so I had my stroke in July 2016. So I've been doing Aikido for the last 3 years and love it. Really enjoy the training, the progression that it provides through the belt and tip system. I've received 1 tip already on my purple belt. I need 4 before I can grade for my brown belt, which seems like still a long way off. And then from brown belt, again 4 tips before we proceed to the black belt training. I was training with a brown belt last night who is currently in the process of going for his black belt. And I was talking to our sensei. Basically, you've got to show and demonstrate everything you've done so far from white belt through to brown, and then additional stuff beyond that on the black belt syllabus. So it's quite an onerous task. Guys have sat with a brown belt for months, if not years, before they finally progress to black belt. So I'm still very much on that journey and still enjoying it. Physically, it's great. We use weapons training as well, so I've got a Jo here, which is a 4-foot wooden staff. We do strikes with this, do disarms, and I guess the main thing is, because it's from traditional Japanese systems, if somebody is coming at you with a strike, whether it's a Jo or a sword, the Aikido footwork is to block that and get out of the way. One of the reasons I wanted to show you this today is I found it useful when I'm practicing at home for my arm exercises. My left arm was paralysed and I stuck to my belly. I couldn't really move it. I found that in physio, one of the things they were teaching us was to use a stick or a broom handle or a brush, hold it in our good arm and place it in our affected arm, and use that to move the affected arm. And using the good arm helps get the movement into the affected arm. And that neural network gets rebuilt. This is the theory apparently, I'm not a doctor. But the theory is that moving the affected arm helps let the brain know that there is an arm and this is what movement feels like. I shared a video recently on some stroke article where moving your good arm helps rebuild the pathway to help your affected arm. But one thing I really found useful was using a broom handle or a broom or a brush or a stick to help move that affected arm, really get it moving. So try that if you're struggling to move your affected arm. As I mentioned in the earlier video, try and get an activity, whether it's Aikido or Tai Chi. I found doing Tai Chi was really useful. But the footwork and the balance that we need for Aikido is really helpful. Plus the mental aspect of setting goals and achieving those goals gives you a real boost, as well as getting out into the community 2-3 times a week, meeting new people. Made a couple of really good friends doing Aikido. I think if you're throwing people around or getting thrown around by people in a controlled violence situation, it does help create those bonds. Obviously be careful and go to a recognised school where the senseis and teachers can guide you through the process. I've been very lucky in the school I go to. I explained my situation when I first walked through the door and they decided to give me a try and realised I was mobile enough to give it a go. And I've been there, as I say, for 3 years and finding it very beneficial to me. Hopefully, and some people have said this, hopefully it's inspirational to other people, and hence why I'm sharing my story a little bit on this video. It might inspire other people to get out there and do something. As I say, physically I find it great, but mentally is probably the big benefit that I'm finding. I've been qualified as a coach now as well, so I'm starting to help teach some of the kids. So the school I go to has got quite a few kids classes, and I'm enjoying teaching them. I think because I'm not a very senior belt, I'm still kind of mid-tier, I suppose you'd say, intermediate. It's not that long since I did some of the basic training, so it's still quite fresh in my mind, and I can help pass on that information and knowledge and prepare the kids and juniors for their next tip test or their next grading to the kids in the class that I take. Just got their yellow belts this week, so I feel a sense of pride, not only in myself and my journey, but also pride in the kids and how they're progressing and getting their belts. And you can see the confidence in the kids, and it's certainly given me a lot more confidence. So, arigato gozaimasu. Another aspect is we've got to learn the Japanese terminology and Japanese traditions for entering the dojo, starting training, learning a bit of Japanese words, the Japanese techniques, the name for the Japanese techniques. So it does provide a little bit of cognitive therapy as well, which again is just another layer of how I find it helps me. So hopefully you found that useful. Any comments or questions, leave them in the comments section below. But in the meantime, thank you very much.